remember I played to. I think I played to my smallest crowd not that long ago when I did a private show. Most of my shows were private, you know what I'm saying? Very exclusive. But this guy, I wanted to do something extra special for his wife was turning 40, so we wanted to do something, real special kind of surprise. I wanted to be a surprise too, so that special surprise something was me. I was didn't pop out of a cave, but I guess basically that idea, some concept. Anyway, so it was very, logistically it was kind of complicated, but finally there I am, like I have to sneak into the back door while his wife is putting the kids to bed. So I was texting him, he's like, go through the back, and then I'm like hiding in the kitchen, trying to tune my guitar very quietly. He's like, shh. Finally, it took forever to get those kids down. I was just kind of standing there, like, awkwardly. Finally, she comes downstairs, and he's like, came her out of the kitchen and played my most surprising chord, which I think is an E major, obviously the most surprising of all the chords. And she was definitely surprised, if not a little confused, possibly frightened, But no, she, whatever, it quickly became, it turned into delight. She was like, oh my God, it's amazing. And I was like, it's amazing. And all three of us were like, oh my God. Astonished with ourselves that something like this could even happen. I'm like, I know, this is crazy, right? So, and then finally, like, the initial excitement died down. As it had to eventually. And then, like, the three of us were just kind of standing there. Right, so where do you want to do it? There, back in the kitchen. And they're like, no, I think we don't want to wake the kids. So they're thinking for a second, and they're like, you know what? Let's do it upstairs. Let's go upstairs to the like an extra room, the office. They got like a little home office. So they decided that'd be the best place to do it. So the three of us walk up the stairs together. I got my guitar. So I sit there. There just happened to be three, those office chairs. So we each pulled up a chair and just sort of sat there. And then they kind of like scooched up their chairs real close. I think our knees might have even touched at one point. Just ever so gently, what I'm saying? Just kind of grazed our knees together. And I'm not even like halfway through the first song. And I can hear 2 feet away from me. She turns to him, she's like, this is amazing. Kind of whispers in his ear. He's like, I know, isn't this amazing? She's like, this is amazing. How did you do this? I emailed him like 7 months ago. I was like, we're not even like into the first song. So I got the sense that maybe they were just more into the idea of it, not so much the actual experience of it, which is a common mistake we all tend to make. One that I also, at some point, I just gleaned, I don't know how, that he might have actually been the bigger fan. And she was, she was in the car when he would listen to Clems. He assumed she liked it as well. How could she not? Anyway, so we did it. We did our, we had our serenade, our sort of private serenade, and it was very sweet. It was cool, and then so we finished all that up, and then we went back downstairs into the kitchen, Because we were all famished after that. Everybody I was just ravenous. And anyway, so I don't even know this guy. We've been communicating for months, and we just had this sort of intimate experience together. So I thought, get to know him a little bit while we're down there snacking. And so it turns out he's a doctor, right? He works in the ER. He's an ER doctor, and this is in Austin, Texas. And so I'm like, wow, an ER doctor, that must be pretty intense, And he said, well, I used to just move from Chicago, so like there it was really intense, stabbings, shootings, a lot of intense things going on. And he's like, well, here in Austin, it's kind of mellow. It's not much happens here in Austin. And he goes, and he's like, well, it's kind of a drag, because I'm like the new guy, the new guy who just came to the ER. And so when you're the new guy, like you have to deal with all the people that come in with foreign bodies. Foreign bodies. I was like, I didn't even know what he meant, honestly. And so so I thought maybe this happened once or twice, but apparently it happens quite often, at least in Austin. That people come in with something stuck in their ass that they can't get out. This is what I'm discovering. It happens so often that he's kind of griping about it. He has to deal with it. Like, anytime anyone in Austin gets something stuck in their ass, like he's the guy basically who has to do it. So rightly so, maybe a little. And he goes, yeah, well, this guy came in just the other weekend. Usually it happens on the weekends. Guy came in, he's like, yeah, man, not one, right? But two billiard balls stuck in his ass. Can't get him out. I'm just a messenger, right? I'm here to just tell you what I've heard, what I've learned about the human experience. I stand on this stage just to share it with you, So you're welcome. So what I'm about to tell you is that it might be a little jarring, but I think you can handle it, Anyway, so I'm like, so first I'm processing the fact that it happens, often. Which already slightly reconfigures your concept of humanity when you realize that it happens often. For me, it is. And then I'm like, well, how? I have no medical training. I'm just a musician. I barely made it through high school, for God's sake. Anyway, so I'm like, well, how do you get him out? How do you treat that situation? And he's like, that's what he told me, all right? So he goes, well, first thing we do is we look for the nurse with the smallest hands. Step one. And then he goes, all right, if that doesn't work, well, he's like, all right, is he gonna make a small incision? I'm like, wait, what? So he goes, yeah, I went through the front. He goes, I went through the front. I make an incision in the front. And I reach in there, and he goes, I just gotta milk the colon. Just gotta milk the colon a little bit. And it comes right out. So those words were spoken out loud. So it's like those particular words. I thought I'd just share that with you. It helps me to talk about it. Anyway, but then the next day, the story goes on and on. It's all leading up to something, I swear. Next day I'm driving. I got to drive to El Paso. It's a long, lonesome drive. And so I'm thinking about the story that he told me last night about the guy with the two billiard balls.
Straps, right?
Sorry, I can't tell what you're saying. Shh, don't step on my punchline. Anyway, so I was thinking about the guy, and I tried to imagine what he might be feeling at that time, moment in his life. Because any one of us could end up in that situation. Honestly, you never know what life throws at you. So anyway, I tried to just get into his kind of mind and his heart, and I tried to find the words, and then I thought about this song that I wrote. It's a an old Clem Snide song I wrote years and years ago. I honestly never even really knew what it was about. And so I thought, oh, maybe that's what it's about. Whatever. So I like to just dedicate it to that guy.